You better strap on those wartime stack faces. It's on, ladies and gentlemen, and it is time to get prepared. Hey, he said it. And if you recall, what happened after Larry Fink said this?
This rally is way beyond the rumor. I think the rally today is about a flight to quality with all the, all the issues around the Israeli war now, global terrorism. And I think there's more people running into a flight to quality, whether that is in treasuries, gold, or crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality.
Well, then we have a sign of things to come, and the bombs are flying, and Bitcoin hasn't flinched. So what happens next? I'll tell you what happens next. They're going to print so much money, it'll make your eyes bleed. And Bitcoin is a proxy for how quickly the fiat world disintegrates. And the clock just got sped up massively. Make no mistake, fiat's reckoning is upon us. War makes us absolutely sick because we know the truth, don't we? War is a racket, and now they have real consequences and real problems on their hands. Capital rules are being gutted in silence, while state media channels scream about world-changing surprises and existential threats. The mask is coming off, and the system is trying to ignite theater to distract us from the fire beneath the floor. Not only is stealth QE taking place, but stealth yield control. And just in, Iran's biggest bank has been wiped out in a cyber attack, and Iranian crypto exchange Nobitex has been hacked for $81.7 million. Not your keys, not your cheese. We have an absolutely massive news day today, and by the end of the video, you, like Larry Fink, will not be surprised when Bitcoin hits 700K. Welcome back, I'm Rustin, and it's time to send it!
Part of the game of the dollar is that it looks stable, but it's leaching value every second of every day from your hard work is being leached away. Bitcoin is the opposite in that you are gaining purchasing power for your hard work every single day. And yes, the price vacillates in fiat money terms is an indication of the weakness of fiat money. It has nothing to do with the weakness or relative strength of Bitcoin. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. Just like 1 ounce of gold equals 1 ounce of gold. Gold is now hitting new all-time highs. It's still 1 ounce of gold. That the amount, the supply, the global supply, which is roughly up maybe 3% a year, it's not dramatically changed from a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but the price is up dramatically. What's that telling us? That's telling us that the fiat money world is losing confidence. Okay. Now, if you look at Bitcoin versus gold, well, gold's been around for a long time. It's got a total market cap of roughly $13-14 trillion. Bitcoin to maybe $1.2 trillion. Bitcoin's going to at least equal the market capitalization of gold in dollar terms. So you've got now a 13-14x just to get to gold, which is a lot higher than the current price. And then, of course, it should exceed gold. It should also demonetize not only gold, but demonetize the bond market, demonetize the property market, demonetize the stock market. So now you're talking about Bitcoin worth 100 trillion, 200 trillion, 300 trillion. These are all completely within the realm of highly probable going forward. And so, therefore, don't look at the price. The price is the least interesting data point of Bitcoin. It tells you just about nothing versus the hash rate or the difficulty adjustment or any of the other underlying metrics of the protocol are much more telling and informative about what's happening than the price. The price is just a proxy for how quickly the fiat money world is disintegrating.
And the fiat money world is losing confidence and disintegrating in real time. And with everything happening now, not only has the Deagle report crossed my mind, but I'm sure you guys remember when Ray Dalio said this.
I think that right now we are at a decision-making point and very close to a recession. And I'm worried about something worse than a recession if this isn't handled well. A recession is 2 negative quarters of GDP, and whether it goes slightly there, we always have those things. we have something that's much more profound. We have a breaking down of the monetary order. We are going to change the monetary order because we cannot spend the amounts of money, so we have that problem. And when we talk about the dollar and we talk about tariffs, we have that. We are having profound changes in our domestic order, how ruling is existing, and we're having profound changes in the world order. Such times are very much like the 1930s. I've studied history, and this repeats over and over again. So if you take tariffs, if you take debt, if you take the rising power challenging the existing power, if you take those factors and look at the factors, those changes in the orders, the systems, are very, very disruptive. How that's handled could produce something that is much worse than a recession.
Remember when we talked in the intro about stealth yield curve control? This is what just went down. The US quietly pulled a financial sleight of hand. Banks no longer need to hold as much capital when trading US treasuries. Translation, less risk on paper, more room to hoard government debt. Instant demand boost for treasuries, just not the organic kind. It's not policy, it's more like a SOS. And what it really means, well, the treasury market, the global financial spine, is wobbling hard. It's got some massive scoliosis going on. And here's the ugly math. 1 to 2 trillion in new US debt every quarter. Foreign buyers are leaving the party, and domestic buyers can't keep up. Hence the Genius Act. Yields are getting weird, so they changed the rules to force-feed banks more debt. Stealth yield curve control is now live, and the message is the system can't stand on its own anymore. So enters the Iran distraction. What's a collapsing debt system to do? Cue the chaos. War equals an excuse for more spending. It's also an attention magnet. It can provide a moral cover for printing money, and war is the delay button on facing hard truths. Iran headlines help shift the public gaze away from the fiscal rot. And the truth is, the US dollar system now runs on belief, and when belief starts cracking, forget economics. Welcome to narrative warfare. And the narrative warfare isn't going well for the military-industrial complex. This clip is nuts. Check it out.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah,
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's,
because,
it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and predominantly Shia. Okay, this is cute.
It's not even... You don't know anything about Iran. So
okay,
actually,
I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
don't know anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump. You're the
I'm
one
not saying that.
Who can't figure out if it was a good idea to kill General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
You don't believe they're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really believe that...
We're carrying out military strikes today.
You said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting
Israel.
Israel.
High stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war with Iran right now, people are listening.
Okay. I haven't seen the full, but there was another clip released, and it didn't do old Ted any favors either. But, hey, maybe we should cut Ted some slack, guys. I mean, he's been spanking plank, putting in 40 hours per week. He didn't have time for all this nonsense. But while he was putting in those 40 hours per week, maybe he missed a couple clips. And these clips are absolutely critical to understanding the importance and significance of Bitcoin. Here we go.
People are parking their capital in it so the market cap increases. And it's a real attack on fiat money. I think this is what's really shaping the global economy right now, Jimmy, is that central banks are freaking out because they realize that their model of central bank is now being disintermediated by Bitcoin. And that the central banks, and particularly the U.S. central bank, the Fed, is nervous because not only are the BRICS and other nations now getting out of using the dollar completely, they're using their own currencies. So usage of the dollar is declining. But Bitcoin offers things that the dollar can't do. For example, it's uncensorable, whereas in the dollar, using a SWIFT system of global transactions. If you recall, the U.S. Put a sanction on Iran not too long ago, or the U.S. seized some Russian assets recently. With Bitcoin, that's impossible. You can't do it. It's just a free market, and it's a pure free market. And and this is another key point that I say, which I don't think anyone else in the space really pushes this point so much as I do. But Bitcoin demonetizes violence and it demonetizes war because it is unconfiscatable. So there's no point in trying to rob you of your property if it's impossible for me to obtain your property. If you have a seed phrase to your wallet and it's protected by multi-signatures and it's impossible to get your Bitcoin. So therefore, the whole idea of using violence to obtain wealth or to obtain property is demonetized. It's diminished. And I think this is one of the most profound aspects of Bitcoin. And we see that in El Salvador. There is a real abhorrence by the president of violence. He put 70,000 gangsters in jail, terrorists, he put them in jail. And there's an outbreak of love and peace. I think in part because of Bitcoin. It's really, the attitude here is fantastic. People are
In short, what our friend Ted must understand is that Bitcoin makes violence expensive and peace profitable. And also this.
Euros are going to zero. The yen's going to zero. The Chinese currency is going to zero. It's all going to zero against Bitcoin. If you don't understand that yet, you're going to be impoverished. You're going to be on the street. You're going to be begging. You're going to be out of business. You're going to be toast.
Max, do you know that it's a criminal offense to tear up?
Do you know that with the Bitcoin I have, I can buy any freaking senator or congressman I want? I make the laws. He who has the Bitcoin makes the laws, Rand. We're not going to just sit around and let the goddamn congressman tell us what to do. We've got the capital. We make the laws. We've got the Bitcoin. They don't. We got it. They don't. Do you understand?
There is no stopping this train. It actually just sped up. Everyone's models are about to be destroyed. This is why Eric Semler and many others are expecting a violent repricing of Bitcoin in the near future. The big print is here. This may be the last print that totally crushes the system. But before I reveal my strategy to end this war and why $1 million Bitcoin is coming sooner than expected, look at our likes.
3 or 4 times, maybe. I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and give us a pamp while we recognize our sponsors powering this show over at the Bitcoin Way. You saw the news in the intro. Nation states are hacking banks and crypto exchanges. Now is not the time to fack around with your generational wealth. And if you are looking to learn how to get your Bitcoin off exchanges and into self-custody, if you want to learn to run a node and take back your privacy, you're going to want to head over to the Bitcoin Way and begin your journey towards sovereignty today. If you're looking to get started, you can schedule a free 30-minute consultation using that link in the show notes. Oh, and have you ever tried to explain this to your friends and they just roll their eyes and ask if you caught the game last night? Well, boom, we got you covered. The Orange Pill app is the single largest repository of Bitcoin-only events in the world. Connect with over 16,000 other Bitcoiners in real life. Bitcoin is better with friends, and now you can zap them instantly all in one app. What are you waiting for? Download the Orange Pill app today, go hit a meetup, and who knows? The connections you make could last a lifetime. Big finish time. Now let's begin with a simple, low-cost game plan to end the wars. Now this strategy is bold and a bit, how should we say, creative. But I present to you the strategy. Now this will come at a slight expense to the taxpayer, but nothing near what we're doing now. It's peanuts we're talking about here. We parachute him in, and he bankrupts the company by annoying people and the government into YOLOing into shitcoins. It's a bold strategy, but a strategy nonetheless. Possibly worth, taking a look at. Now, since that option isn't likely to be implemented and the big print likely is, well, that's why Ricky Salinas sees $1 million Bitcoin on the horizon. Send it!
Bitcoin is a new global reserve asset. It will surpass gold. So take that as take-home values from this talk. One thing, Bitcoin will be more valuable than gold shortly. Now, today, at $105,000 per Bitcoin, the 2 billion, the 20 million Bitcoins that are out there, well, they're worth, 2 point something trillion. Mm-hmm. Gold is worth like 16 trillion. So Bitcoin should go up at least 8 times to equate the storehouse or the value storage capacity of gold. And I have no doubts that it will happen very shortly. I mean, I wouldn't say when, but if you look at any trend, gold, in terms of Bitcoin, the trend is going down, and it's so easy to see,
The war machine now has consequences, and nothing stops the train of consequences. Oh, and guys, don't forget to get those tickets to Mining Disrupt 2025. It's obvious the hash war is heating up, and the biggest Bitcoin mining event of the year is heading to Dallas, Texas, November 11th through the 13th. See the latest innovations, hear from industry leaders, and catch Simply Bitcoin at the news desk. We hope to see you there, and don't forget to use promo code SimplyBitcoin for 20% off. It has been one hell of a week, my friends. I know it's rough, but we know who wins in the end. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and give us a pamp by sharing the Sound Money Gospel, and set those notifications for the best in Bitcoin delivered to you daily. Hey, love you guys. Catch you next time. Peace.
If you prefer to go down with the ship, you.